Hey girl,
Hey girl,
how you
how are
doing?
you?
Good. So, you just took another camping trip. Oh,
I did. I went to Talladega Forest and Mount Chiha.
awesome, awesome,
Yes.
awesome. All right. So I was just out at Gulf State Park the other day, and I biked past the outpost, and I just stood there and thought, I can't believe what an amazing, amazing
Mm.
time we had.
Oh my gosh,
I
it was
can't believe
so
it was six
amazing.
weeks ago. It was just so
I
much
can't
fun.
believe that.
So I just thought today we should maybe go through some of the things that we discussed
Oh.
while we were camping that we wish that we would have known before we
Mhm.
went, or things that we want to tell people who are interested in
Yeah,
staying at the outpost. So
perfect.
first of all, it was $50 a night, and it's a minimum 2 night stay. I think it was holidays, weekends. If
Mhm.
there's a festival in town, it's a 2 night stay, which really, for all the work you do packing in and packing out, I thought 2 nights was pretty perfect.
Perfect, perfect, yes.
Yeah. So you check in at the campground first at campground registration, just like if you were going to camp at Gulf State Park. And then
Yep.
they give you car passes, which are really nice. They give you 2 car passes, and then you can stay at a multitude of different access points. Cotton
Hmm.
Bayou was one, Catman Trail. Those two are the closest. Cotton Bayou is a little bit closer than Catman is. I
Right.
think Cotton Bayou
Because
is,
we parked, um, where was the parking lot we specifically parked at?
we parked at Cotton Bayou.
Yes, I thought that was awesome.
Well, and it was nice for us too because Cotton Bayou is a mile, I think, in a tenth, or a mile. I think it's a mile and a tenth in. Well, then
Hmm.
we had that medical emergency on the trail that we had to kind of avoid after they let us
Yes,
pass, but then we really felt strongly that we needed to just stay out of the area, let the police and the paramedics do what they needed to do. So we had Catman
absolutely.
Trail right
Yeah.
there, a mile
Hmm.
and a quarter. So we were able to go to the end of Catman, bike
Hmm.
just a little bit
And that
on
was
the
easy.
side. You can get to the outpost from almost any of the
Hmm.
trailheads, but your car pass is good at Rattlesnake Ridge. I think the Orange Beach Sportsplex, I'm not sure, but I think they said that was good there. So, people have to check that out for sure. Rosemary Dunes, Gulf Oak
Hmm.
Ridge, all of those are a little bit farther for hiking in or biking in, but you have all those access points. And then we had restaurants located so close that we could just bike to. I'm really glad that we chose to um, bike instead of hike it in because we covered so many miles on our bikes.
I can't believe how much, literally, I can't believe how much we covered.
We had all these big plans to cook at first, and we did cook the one night, and it was great. But it was so great not to have to cook again and just bike to the restaurants, So,
Glamping,
yeah.
hello.
So a couple of the things that were nice about it was the wood was provided for us. We didn't have to haul in our own firewood, which
Yes.
that would have been a concern of mine because it would have taken up a lot of space and it's heavy.
There were benches on the side, so it was really perfect around the fire. And
Yeah.
the fire was um, set up really great to start the fire. So that was really wonderful. I really like the fact that, the canvas tent in itself was, they had the deck, and then
Yeah.
they had those 2 chairs on there, those comfy chairs on the deck. So it was awesome because even when it was drizzling and we were eating our chocolates,
Yeah.
thanks, Barry. Um, we were still cozy. We were cozy. It's really neat too. Hmm.
Yeah, and I was glad that the fire pit had a grate that you could lift over the top real easily. You just would you could swing
Yes,
it up over the top. They really thought of everything.
they
Even
sure
down
did.
to the cots are provided, and you talk about that in the video about how nice the cots were, and then the a broom, and you don't need a dustpan. and we're going to talk about that in the video, so I won't go into that right now, but
Nope.
they really thought of everything.
Yes.
So
They sure
I think
did.
it's great for people with small kids, or if you're working all week and you want to take the weekend, but you don't want to haul all your stuff in. They really took care of the major stuff, other than really your clothes, your bedding, things like that, and your food too. But boy, it was really nice, really easy, nice, relaxing getaway for sure. You discovered this part of it. We brought lanterns and with extra batteries, so we were covered for light. But you discovered that, well, you saw a light switch in the corner. And
Oh, you're right. This is what was so cool. Now I saw that it was when we came upon the other cabin tent, that they had a solar panel in the back. And I really didn't think much of it, right? But then when I got into ours and I kept seeing a switch, and I was like it looked like it should be a switch on the corner. And then I just happened to look outside when I was opening up the flap, and I was like, there's a solar panel. So this is how nifty this is, because then I'm like, okay, wait a minute, there's a solar panel. It's gotta be for electricity or something. And then I beelined over to the other side, and sure enough, there was a switch. So that's what's great is timed. It's enough electricity. So here's the important tip, people, our friends. Most likely you only have so much juice to use, so much time in that. So savor that, use all your resources. So only those moments where you really, really need to flip that light on, you have that backup, right. Always awesome.
Well, and that second day was more overcast. It actually rained less, but it was more overcast, so the light didn't last us as long. I think the first night we maybe got 45 minutes out of it, and the second night it was probably about 15. So like I said, we had plenty of lanterns with us, but save that light for maybe bedtime, like when you're really needing the light. So
that's awesome.
And then you had a really amazing light that I want to get one of these.
Yes. Okay. So this is the Udaland lamp from that company. And what this is you have your light and you have a low or high fan. And you can hang it. So you can hang it and you can flip it. Look at that. And at the same time, it's the fans on and the lights on. So it was perfect because there was like a little bar, and I was able to I was able to hook it on and have my own light. This sits so it also sits where a balancing where it will balance and you can rest it on a table.
Well, and it also gave you some white noise because somebody in the tent snored, and that helped block that out for you a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah,
that didn't work out perfect. Put another plug in that. Gulf State Park did a phenomenal job in the type of canvas material that is used, in that tent structure, and especially the covering that went over it. I mean, there's no feeling of that wet dampness that you would think that you a lot of times typically can have when you're sleeping enclosed somewhere. Like that part, that was a dryness, that was inside our sleeping area, and that was great because it really, really provided a comfortable feeling. So yeah, that was way to go, Gulf State Park.
Just be prepared for rain, be prepared for cold, be prepared for hot, depending on the season that you're going to be there, because it's not primitive camping, but it's still, you've got to be ready. And the shower is probably the most rugged part of the whole situation. So if you don't want to shower there, or you don't feel comfortable for any reason, you can bike in or walk to the campground. It's a ways. It's probably, I would say, I'm guessing off the top of my head, maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles. You can bike in and use the restrooms that are in the park, which are amazing. I don't think we mentioned in the video that we biked to the Woodside restaurant for lunch. That was fun. We sat outside.
Oh, okay, right. Now,
awesome.
I purposely have specifically gone to that restaurant because the restaurant's phenomenal. The food is phenomenal. They do just such a superb job. And you can sit outside. They have fun games, you know, that you can interact. And then, like, what was even bonus was they had entertainment.
We had a notepad there with us, which came in really handy because we had to make our own fire, which, believe it or not, 9.5 years of full timing, I have never made a fire. And so we ended up making our fire, and we were ripping up that notebook and using it as fire starter. So, but we did make a list of some of the things that we forgot, and fire starter was one of them. And then bike lights. We did bike up to Southern Blind one night at 8 o'clock, and we had a full.
For some hot cocoa.
Yeah, we were cold. We wanted some hot cocoa. We had it was just very nice. It was dark on the way back, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The only issue really that we had was we did meet some bikers on the path who had those super bright LED lights. And I thought it was a state park vehicle. Like, fuck.
That's right.
Bright. So when they got to they weren't even right on us. But there was a good bit where we couldn't see. They blinded us.
Yes, that's true.
Since then, Barry and I have gotten some bike lights. I want to show you the ones that we got. We just
okay.
Walmart. So then, I wish that I had brought bungees. Regina had brought bungee cords, and she had enough for me to borrow, but that's definitely on my list, especially when I'm going to bike into a place or even hike in.
So, of course, to go, you know, with my camouflage bell-bottom stretch pants, I did have this size. My little Coach backpack. Now, I'm not saying that y'all have to get a little Coach backpack, but I wanted you to see the size. Like, so that is the size of a backpack. And I literally, you know, I have bug spray. I have my flashlight, which this flashlight is amazing. It's like a carpenter's flashlight.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and this also, if there's metal, it will stick because it's a magnet.
Awesome.
And that is from Slide. So, and then, you know, you have your water. I have like, for your phone, I brought a couple of my batteries. To make sure I charge, and then, you know, my Coppertone sunscreen. But I was able to even put my water bottle and everything. So it was super light, very simple, and use that when we were traveling on our bikes.
Definitely someplace I would go again, and I would highly recommend to anybody, especially for those people who want to go camping, but they don't have a lot of time. Camping's a lot of work, and Gulf State Park has eliminated the big things. Both of us packed really, really light, and a lot of that was made possible by Gulf State Park because we didn't have to take all the big things in. We have a list of all the things that we brought, and we're going to put that in the description below. So that you can see what we had. We're going to add those things that we forgot to the list as well. And let us know in the comments below if you've done anything like this, or even maybe you camped at Gulf State Park Outpost, and maybe you look at our list and say, hey, we did this, this, and this. And we're really glad we brought this. Let us know.
Oh yeah, because we can learn from you too.
It was great. We had wildlife around us all night long, and it was just really, really amazing trying to guess what we were hearing.
Yeah, totally.
The birds that we heard that one morning. I mean, really, it was just amazing. And then I was just excited to be able to do this. I watched this thing get built. I would bike over there at least once a week to check on the progress. And I've said, ever since they started building it, I'm going to stay there. I'm going to stay there.
Yes.
And I never did until now. I know I'm going to do it again, and hopefully again and again and again, because I just loved it.
Here's another thing too, is you're able to experience the absolute phenomenal sunsets.
Right. It's a perfect location. And we did not bike to the Gulf. We were right there. We could have. There were several different areas. There are several different places that you can get to the Gulf from the park. And we chose not to. The weather was bad. And also, we wanted to explore the interior of the park, and boy, did we ever explore it.
Yeah.
And really.
We sure did.
So I hope you enjoy these videos, and
yes,
all the links below to the park, Regina's link to her YouTube channel, so and the link to mine as well.
So keep plugging in, and we're so glad that you are. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I just wanted to share with you our little setup here. Our COVID-19 protected area. What that means is, look at the distance, way more than 8 feet. So I'm over here, Suzanne is over on that corner, and we have our setup, spread out. But most importantly, as you can see, how much space. And the windows, we have a lot of great ventilation. Over here, this is also opens up, so there's a tremendous amount of ventilation that comes in and out. So yeah, it feels super safe. It doesn't matter who snores and who doesn't, especially when you have our nifty earplugs. That helps too. But also too, a special note, it rained quite a bit last night, and it was super comfortable. Didn't feel that damp feeling that you normally do when you're camping, and so I slept really great. And then on top of it, these cots are amazing. Gulf State Park, winner on that, and we really super appreciate that. So now I will say that note to self and for you, no matter what kind of cot, they have those compact like mattresses that you blow up that you can hike with. You can put over rocks, and hard surfaces. That is a really great thing that would add extra comfort.
When we checked in, they handed us a key, and we didn't really know what it was for. We should have asked, but we forgot about it. We got down to the bathroom. The bathrooms are locked, which is fantastic. I'm glad they are, but it's to the bathroom. It was just a single key. Fortunately, we have this clip here because when we were trying to put the key on the clip, it fell in between these cracks. Now there's a wire mesh screen-like thing underneath, so it caught it, but it was hard to get out, and we very easily could have lost it under the boards. Fortunately, we got it out, and so I would suggest putting it on something bigger right away so you don't lose your key. As we mentioned before, there are several access points to get down to the outpost. You're going to come across some trails in the woods. They lead to either private property or they're animal trails. You don't want to take that. When they say you hike in, it's all paved all the way.
Okay, so we're back, and we're gonna see how this Buddy heater operates, and Suzanne's gonna be wonderful to show us how to do it. Take it away.
Okay, so this is the striker, like a striker, and what I'm going to do is hold this down, and You got to kind of do it quickly. There we go. All right, let's do it again. All right, so you're going to do a real fast movement here.
Awesome.
And then you're going to hold it for 30 seconds. I'm holding this down. So after I've held it down for a good 30 seconds, then I'm going to lift up on this and turn it on. And I'm just going to turn it on to low.
Woo! Look at that.
Now, we're not going to leave this unattended, and we're not going to leave it on overnight, even though it has all the safety features.
That's right.
So we're going to let this go now for 10 minutes, and we'll report back and let you know how warm the tent is.
Okay, stay tuned. Okay, so this is a follow-up to our buddy heater, and we literally have opened up both of our windows here, and I am personally feeling like I'm having my own personal summer. So this bad boy, we haven't even had this going for what, 6 minutes, and so yeah, it works, y'all. All right, so it's rainy, and you know this girl does not like to be damp. So the really great thing is, and this, I love this, it's compact, it's a rain jacket and pants. And this is Magellan Outdoors, and you can get this at Academy. And here's what's so awesome. So you unzip it. And bam! Pants. And then here, this goes inside out from its pocket. So its pocket, and it has a hood, as you can see. And what's great is this actually Velcros, so that and it has elastic, so you can tighten it. And let's see here. Oh, see, and then right here, you just roll it up, fold it, roll it, shove it right inside the pocket. So yeah, and what's great is that I also, I know, you ready? I ride motorcycles. So this is really excellent to pack in your motorcycle gear, because there's times where I can just, by seeing cars have sprinkles on their windshield, that signaled for me to pull over, and I hurried up and put my gear on. Another great thing too is that I like to carry trash bags, and so today it's not as bad of a deal, but I'll take a trash bag and I'll put it over my feet, and then I'll put my boots over that, and that really keeps everything dry, because there's nothing worse than getting to where you're going and now I have soaky and wet and damp socks. So this really prevents it, and hope you enjoy that tip.
So you're supposed to leave this the way you found it or in better condition, and I think we've done that, but it's super easy. You're supposed to sweep, close everything up, put the cots up, and take your own garbage out. So that's it. Super easy.
See, and all that sand just goes right into those crevices of the wood, which is so easy breezy. So this is really sturdy. And there you go. And then what's great is this all connects. Nope, that's it.
Awesome. So what would you compare this to in weight?
I would say this is way lighter than a case of water.